know how big gaming is, and now the time has come. You've waited long enough. I give you the future of gaming.
I bet some of you are feeling old. I sure do. That's right. The Xbox 360 launched over 20 years ago. 20 years! Father Time is undefeated and he's coming for us all. I was 13 in 2005, and man, oh man, what a time it was to be alive when it came to gaming. A year prior, we had the launch of the DS, and the year to follow came the PS3. 2005 gave us a whole host of titles that still stand the test of time to this day. So join me on this nostalgic jaunt through memory lane as we look at 10 games turning 20 years old in 2025. Kicking off our list is Psychonauts. Developed by Double Fine Studios, also known for working on Brutal Legend, which is oh so underrated. You play as Raz, a young boy with psychonetic abilities who abandoned the circus to join a summer camp with fellow psycho-oriented children where you can learn and hone in your psi skills and become a psychonaut, all while unraveling an evil plot happening within the camp itself. Ooh. You meet eccentric and unique characters, even, yeah, they're definitely unique. The camp is led by Mr. Potato Head, Coach Oleander, who sucks you into his mind via a trapdoor on his head. Ugh, disgusting. To help you hone your skills as a psychonaut. You can explore the open world of the camp, or enter the minds of fellow campers and teachers to help them with their psychological problems, like emotional baggage. Get it? And unlock new abilities in the meantime. The 1980s style vibe the game goes for, with its unique characters and really fun setting and gameplay, there's no doubt this game stands out from the rest. A much-deserved sequel came out in 2021, so I'd go check it out if I were you, if you haven't already. Up next is Fear. Ooh. Developed by Monolith Productions and published by Vivendi Universal Games for Windows, and ported to Xbox and PlayStation by Day One Studios. I like to call this one a supernatural first-person shooter, an SFPS if you will. The game revolves around the First Encounter Assault Recon Team, or FEAR for short, which is an elite squad sent to investigate supernatural phenomena. Of course, as most video games go, everything goes wrong really fast, and you're pretty much on your own for the most part. You take on these spectral-type soldiers, and this creepy girl, I bit my tongue, dude, I'm so mad. And this creepy girl who looks like Samara Morgan from The Ring mixed with Annabelle, and just as deadly. The controls are a bit meh, but a lot of games from this era were like that, where, for example, on PS2, they would use R1 to shoot, and sometimes either using L1 to aim, or clicking in the stick. It was awkward. I'm glad they figured out using L2 to aim and R2 to shoot works so much better. Anyway, the combat in this game is still satisfying, and honestly the setting is very unsettling, to say the least. Not knowing when or where this little girl will pop out and just cause havoc really keeps you guessing. A cool feature is that you can slow down time, called reflex time, which makes you feel like an action movie hero. Also, the AI in this game is unlike anything you'd see then and even now. The enemy is smart enough and will adapt to how you play, and they even all work as a team and even try to flank you or flush you out of hiding, keeping you constantly on the move or you will die. All the games in the series are worth trying, but this is where it all started. Up next, we got one of the big daddies of the stealth genre, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. This is the third in the original series, but this is the one where they got everything right. Now, don't get me wrong, all the games are fantastic in their own way, but this was the one I played the most growing up. Developed by Ubisoft Montreal and somehow got released on the Nokia N-Gage, you play as Sam Fisher, working for an agency called the Third Echelon. This game has a huge emphasis on stealth, to the point where if you get caught and you're not prepared, you're buttered toast. Buttered toast. With a little bit of cinnamon sugar. Oh. Wait. Okay, hang on. Back on track. This game was the first in the series to get an M rating, mostly due to the fact that you have the option to kill your enemies even after interrogating them. Other improvements to gameplay were the implementations of the aural detection. This would show you your noise level along with the noise level of the surrounding area, so the quieter you are, depending on your surroundings, the better off you'll be. The gameplay is still satisfying to this day and can be very challenging. Games of today, take note. If you want to make a stealth game, do take heed and learn from the best. Next up for the old folks home is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Published by Rockstar, this game is legendary for its vast selection of name brand vehicles and its bumpin' soundtrack with artists such as Nine Inch Nails, Sean Paul, Pitbull, Lil Wayne, The Game, 50 Cent, and so many more. You race through San Diego, Detroit, and Atlanta in arcade racing goodness. Playing this game brings back memories of sitting in my room with a bunch of friends racing each other and staying up all night for days to unlock all the cars. Ah, memories. I can't tell you how many gas station pizzas got demolished with this game in our PS2s. You compete in races, either in competitions to earn cash or other racers to earn pink slips and unlock new cars and upgrades. Oh, and did I mention, this was the first game in the series to have full car customization, both for performance and aesthetic. The AI can be a little wonky at times, like me trying to follow this guy as he just goes all over the place and then, I'm too far away? He was right there! It's not my fault he was drunk. If you don't want to race, you can always explore any of the 3 cities, finding collectibles or just explore the city. The races get progressively harder, so it can be a bit of a grind sometimes, but it's worth it. Coming in next is Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. Now, I gotta say, I love Battlefield games. I'm still grinding my way through Battlefield 2042 as I wait for the next installment in the series. This game aims for a more modern combat aspect upon release, obviously a bit dated by today's standards. Back in the day, this game's multiplayer was awesome. With all new bullet penetration on certain objects and 64-player battles, the single-player campaign, which is a loose term, as it's essentially a multiplayer aspect with AI enemies. You're dropped into a battle scenario and need to complete objectives while trying to die as little as possible. It's a minor flaw, but the gameplay is still fun, even today. Also, with the all-new ability to hot swap between units was an amazing feature, and we got a slight tease of such a thing when Battlefield 1 was released in the beginning of the game. Every shot feels impactful, and the graphics still hold up on a 20-year-old game. I do believe at the time of writing, with a little research, you can still find some active servers for the game on PC. And to be honest, I feel like Battlefield 2 doesn't need a whole lot of praising because we already know how amazing this game is. Next, we roll into Mercenaries Playground of Destruction, developed by Pandemic Studios, which was unfortunately closed in 2009, and published by LucasArts. Yeah, that LucasArts. Living true to its title, you pick one of 3 mercenaries, and you are dropped into a fictitious multi-country military action in North Korea. The game has 5 factions, South Korea, the Russian Mafia, China, and North Korea being the main enemy. There's a 52 deck of cards type system in play, where there's 52 enemies that need to be taken down, all associated with a playing card going all the way up to the Ace of Spades. You can use weapons, vehicles, mortar strikes, carpet bombs, and so many other toys of destruction to literally level entire towns and outposts. Seeing this level of destruction in a PS2 game was, and still is, simply the coolest thing ever. The game also uses a reputation system, so doing more missions and helping out other factions helps your rep grow, or accidentally killing civilians or killing fellow soldiers drops your reputation. The amount of freedom you have in this game to pretty much do what you want, with who you want, still holds up in 2025. Next we have... Oh, Jesus!
No!
Okay, Kratos. I'll put in God of War. You don't gotta be so grumpy. The pale-skinned, bloodthirsty monster of a man, simply known as Kratos, gets his start in God of War, a game series still going strong even today. Developed by Santa Monica Studios, you play as Kratos, who seeks help from the God of War, Ares, to help destroy his foes. With Ares' help, along with the Blades of Chaos, he tore through all of his foes until, during an attack on a village, Ares teleported his wife and child into the warpath, causing Kratos to accidentally kill them. The Oracle of the village cursed Kratos and bonded the dead ashes of his family to his skin, giving him his iconic color. Oh my god! I forgot how messed up this whole thing was. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. You get him, Kratos! You hack and slash your way through gods and men alike, fighting beasts of every size, shape, and color to exact your revenge. The gameplay is solid, even to today's standards, feeling oh so satisfying to rip and tear your opponent's limb from limb. You use the Blades of Chaos and unlock other weapons and powers like Medusa's Gaze and Zeus's Lightning, just to name a few. This game, being the spark of future titles, makes me want to go back and play all of them all over again. This one doesn't need a lot of explaining, as it's a game you just need to play. Coming in to destroy some clankers is Star Wars Republic Commando. Developed and published by... This one has become a legendary title among Star Wars games, as it gives you a fresh look on war during the Clone Wars. You play as Delta Squad, taking out clankers and Genosians alike, taking on the Trade Federation on multiple planets, some seen in the movies. It plays in a first-person's perspective, and honestly, this is the kind of title Star Wars fans, like myself, wanted back then and still crave today. Yes, the newer Battlefront games are pretty top-notch, especially after that whole loot box fiasco, but nothing has really quite scratched that itch like Republic Commando does. Seeing the war from the perspective of a squad of clone troopers, battling your way through merciless droid after droid, making you constantly feel on edge, and every battle feels truly like a battle. I hope one day this one gets a remake or remaster because it deserves it. Maybe one day the Star Wars gods will bless us with such a dream. That's right, you know that iconic sound. In comes Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It goes without saying, but this is one of the greatest games to come out in a long time. Nothing has ever come close to what this game pulled off back in 2005, though games like Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 hold a different special place in my heart. I remember getting my copy of the game brought back due to the whole hot coffee fiasco, but little did I, nor my parents knew back then, was that it was primarily a PC thing, and I had the PS2 version, even though I believe the codes were discovered on PS2 discs. Anyway, back on topic. San Andreas was an edgier take on an already edgy formula thought up by Rockstar. Based in 1990's fictional state of San Andreas, you take on rival gang members, go on dates, gain weight or muscle, gamble, and references to some pretty heavy drug use. You can customize cars to have hydraulics, nitrous, and stereo systems, even do kickboxing and martial arts. There was so much freedom to do literally whatever you wanted, and when I was younger, I spent months on just this one game. Because there was so much to do. You could even play 2 players with a friend and wreak havoc with a buddy with no repercussions to the story. Thank you to Rockstar for giving us such a game to play. At last, we have Resident Evil 4. With the Resident Evil 4 remake that had come out a couple years ago, and very much deserved, this game deserves all the praise it's ever received. They took a tried and true formula of the previous games and added their own take on a new style of third-person shooters for the series, which became the standard for many games to come. You play as Leon Kennedy, one of the protagonists from RE2, and you are sent by the president to find his daughter, Ashley, in a Spanish village that you learn very quickly has become overtaken by Las Plagas. You can easily get overrun if you don't stay on the move, and death can be certain if you do not keep moving. You can run into this merchant who asks you,
"Over here, stranger. Got a selection of good things."
and he ends up being one of your lifelines throughout the game for upgrades and weapons. The gameplay style still holds up today, and the action in this game is top of the line, keeping you on edge and making you feel like a badass all at the same time. This is a prime example of straying from a formula to try something new and knocking it out of the park. So there you have it, 10 games to make you say, I'm getting old. I know I feel it. I remember playing Chicken Run on PS1 when that came out, but that's a story for a different video. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Pixels signing out.